Yo, so I'm gonna talk about today's price action. Let's go ahead and replay back to 8 o'clock. So here we are, all-time highs on ES and MQ, not there yet on the Dow. Um, we gotta skip this one more. There you go. So this one we're pretty much looking at in the morning. The big takeaway in the morning that I saw was right here. Looking at the Dow, and we're deeply retraced compared to the S&Q, and I'm like, all right, Dow's running. What is it going to run to? This high's already swept, and we're running pre-market all the way through London. There's only one other answer. It's this high right there. So once we take this high, it's either be reversed from there, or we find the low and continue higher, and then Q and ES. So pretty much the premises for today was around there. I'm going on the 1 hour. Pretty much we were just going straight up. I wasn't too worried about it because I'm like, all right, at least we have something to shoot for on the Dow. So, so there's that 6, that's 7, now 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock was pretty aggressive on the upside. Going on the 15 minute, we can just skip forward to 9:30 right away. Bam, bam. 9:15. You can see it's very expansive. So Dow takes off and literally shoots all the way to the high in the first 15 minutes, while NQ makes two PSPs in a row and ES goes up to sweep that range. Then at that point, we have, let's see, we come lower, sweep the bottom of the range, pull back up, and now we have a micro. Dow hits that 4 hour, so we're good to go on the Dow. And so now it's like, all right, are you bullish or bearish? You have this pull back up one more time into the PSPs. Now you have three PSPs. The Dow is on its own. ES needs to go ahead and come back with NQ. Then we have 10 a.m. right before 10 a.m. a big expansion candle on the downside, two of them. Then you can see ES went back into that opening range and joined NQ finally. On the 1 minute, horrible price action, went back into the range on ES. Dow is completely outcompeting everything. NQ dipped below opening range, gave us just a basic entry above true open, and this would be the perfect entry there, in my opinion, for short. Well, no, the perfect entry would be right here, dip at the top of the three PSPs, along with first sweeping the low of the range, but I didn't trust this because you can see we even went higher right after that in the ES, so that was pushing it for me personally. After that, we expanded lower, not sweeping the lows yet. The reason why I believe we didn't sweep the lows in this next 5 minute is because ES needed to retrace a little bit before making its way all the way down. And you can see ES went into this balanced price range, which, in my opinion, this entry right there on ES is impeccable. This one right here, like, it's just the best possible entry for the day. But I'm obviously not going to take a trade on ES. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the one that I took. So right here, this candle closed below opening range gap. This candle closed lower. This was the first retracement candle. This retracement candle was an SMT fill with ES, so this gap didn't need to be filled into, as well as if this gap got filled back into, it would need to go all the way to this high. We won't go back into this high because this is a 10 a.m. gap, and obviously balanced price range. So this high right over here, which perfectly aligns with opening range breakout, is our stop. So I did not enter at this green close because the moment it closed, it jolted away right away, so I didn't have an opportunity. But then I did have an opportunity to enter at the high over here once we came back to it. So I was pretty chill with it not coming back, but I just waited and waited. Eventually, price came back. And whoops. Then I threw on the 3RR, and 3RR would be right over here. And the next candle delivered it. And there we go. That was the 3RR for the day. And as you can see, one more candle on the ES there, and that ES would deliver that 5RR. This is insane. This is super clean for ES. But I don't trade ES that much, but this was very clean. That's really clean. But NQ went all the way down to weak opening gap, which very, I mean, weak opening gap is a guaranteeable target. I could have targeted, but it gave me an extra RR, so instead of 750, I got a band. But I'm totally fine with what I ended up with because it's 3RR, and I'm closing it there because we still have technically a daily. I mean, a 90-minute right here because, well, not entirely, but who cares? So close at 3R, and then we continue lower. The goal of today was for us to get back into this 4-hour gap. So once we started running, which is right over here, you can see. All right, why did it skip all the way till now? So anyway, right there we touched that new week opening gap, right? And so technically you could have just held till we hit that 4-hour gap, which would be right there at 11:15. Still pretty reasonable time. So um, I would do that with a partial later on, but for now, absolutely not, because I was in drawdown on the account and I needed that win. So if you take a look, um, I was in drawdown on the account due to mechanical errors. Actually, yesterday I just tweaked on the entry because it counted. I try to enter like twice and then take partials, but it counted the two entries, like the two pyramid entries, as separate trades. So then, like, kind of tweaked down, just closed it. And then this one, uh, I don't remember exactly what happened. But anyway, back at minus 487. You got 4 extra bullets now. So I'm chilling and follow my rules to the tick today. Biggest takeaway of today was patience. I only gave, you see, only one trade today, so very amazing improvement on that end. One pullback and enter, and paper pencil. Another thing that I was doing was backtesting a bit in the evening, and that helped me a lot of just seeing the same exact thing play out again and again. So it gave me a little bit more confidence with entering so late, because as you can see, I entered pretty much at 10. What is this, 10:20? Yeah, my entry was about 10:21, 10:22, and that's pretty damn late into the day. I already was looking at the charts for like an hour 20, so my brain was fried. So that's it there. And then in parallel, okay, what the hell? In parallel, I was taking a few trades on my, oh, it's not going to load up, on my funded futures account just to see how I would normally typically trade this. And I ended up with a minus 247 in that one, which pretty much just proved the point to me of like, hey, literally just, that's why you gotta stick to that orb, because one loss on orb is fine, but one win on orb is way greater. So my first entry was like right here, break even. Then I entered one here, break even, and no, and then I got here, I got stopped out, and I was like, all right, well, we might be like, we might have like a daily cycle or something here. Entered one more buy, and so at that point I was minus 247, so I turned it off and then stuck to the orb. And that pretty much, like, I don't, I mentally don't really care about um, practicing the QT like that. Not necessarily practicing it, I'm just trying to compare it because those trades like over there is something that I would take before, and I just want to compare those to this because in certain cases, like if we look at my previous day on my funded futures, um, the one that I passed, I took only quarterly theory trades, and like for example, yesterday I took six, there I took two and three, and it's still profitable. It works clearly, but it takes a lot more like you just can't slip up. Like you're taking a lot more shots, but you gotta know when to pull out and stop. That's pretty much how it goes. Um, and this day was just over trading. That was my first day on the account, so but yeah, so pretty much this account wasn't too shabby. Um, Pretty much had a strong win the 8th, strong win the 11th, 12th, little bit of pullback, and then again, strong win and end of the day. But looking at this, it pretty much goes to show that like quarterly theory works for me, as well as obviously the orb works as well. But in terms of entry techniques, I prefer the orb because one strong win with the orb, it deems you to like it deems you like 2 to 3 losing days. While with quarterly theory, although you will leave, like with quarterly theory, that you don't always leave at 3 or R. Sometimes you tweak and you're like, okay, like it technically shouldn't come back here, but then it's like, well, it might, and blah blah blah. So then you end up with like a month like this. Okay, like this, but price action was really poor, but still, like I bet if I was using Orb this entire month, I would have probably came out more positive. So anyway, that's it for now. I'm gonna move on, and we'll see what we got going on for us the rest of the week. Adios.